Good day everyone, good day sir. I'm Maria Nurindy Matiles from ISHR MBS HM3D, and now I present my work project, the PowerPoint presentation, the topic of the Revolution of 1896 and Rizal.
Cause of the Philippine Revolution. The abuse of Spanish officials and priests. Persecution of Filipino leaders who defended the right of their fellow country. Filipinos desired to regain their independence. Discovery of Katipunan and Bonifacio called for revolution. Hawak ka sa Since the beginning of Cuban Revolution in 1895, Katipunan had been contemplating on the idea that a revolution was also inevitable in the Philippines. Rizal believed that Katipunan has no capacity of defeating that much powerful Spanish army, and the reason that number one, the Katipunan does not have enough arms to fight the well-equipped enemy. Number two, the Katipuneros do not have enough skill and training to fight an army veteran in engaging in battles. And number three, its hierarchy lack of credibility, which may result only to confusion in the chain of command among leaders. Since the Philippine Revolution began in 1896 and really ended only in 1901. At first, it was a war of independence against the state. Later, it turned into a war of independence against the United States. The first part of the revolution was a success. Many of our best heroes were killed during the revolution. On August 13, 1896, Father Agustin Hernandez wrote to Don Manuel Logreno, the civil governor of Manila, about the evening gathering in his parish. August 19, 1896, Katipunan finally discovered with the betrayal of Teodoro Padeno to the Father Mariano Hill.
Cry of Pugad Lawin. The cry of Pugad Larinabout is the cry of Balintawak occurred on August 26, 1896. The cry defined as a turning point when the Filipinos finally refused Spanish colonial dominion over the Philippine island. With tears in their eyes, the people as one man pulled out their cedulas and tore them into pieces.
Battle of the Revolution took place at the town of San Juan del Monte at Sunday, August 30, 1986. Bonifacio and some 1,000 capitunaries attacked the Spanish army at San Juan. It was a bloody and awful battle. The Filipinos were armed only with the bows, a few handmade guns, parpets, or old rifles, bamboo, spear, and armor, and dignity. Battle of Pinaglaban. The superior weapon of the Spanish armed force won the day. The Filipinos lost and betrayed. They left 153 dead comrades behind. The revolution quickly spread like a wildfire in southern Luzon. The Spanish Governor General Ramon Blanco declared a state of war in 8 provinces: Manila, Bulacan, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija, Tarlac, Laguna, Cavite, and Batangas. On August 30, 1896, the Spanish officials terrorized the Filipinos and executed many of their famous leaders. On September 4, 4 members of Katipunan were executed at Bagong Bayan. On September 12, 13 were put dead at Plaza de Armas, Los 13 Martires. Many Filipino patriots were arrested and put to prison for Santiago. About 1,000 Filipinos were arrested and put into the prison and for prison abroad. Thousands of Filipinos were inspired to join the revolution in the Nueva province. The Filipino revolutionaries captured Las Piñas, Parañaque, and other towns around in Manila. The revolutionaries were divided into two: the Magdalos Aguinaldo's group and then the Maguinewos Bonifacio group. Aguinaldo won his battles while Bonifacio lost all his battles. Bonifacio's supporters refused to help Aguinaldo when they were attacked similarly. Aguinaldo's followers did not help the Maguinewos when they fought the Spaniards. Emilio Aguinaldo, born on March 22, 1882, quit his studies attended college in Manila after his father died in 1882. September 5, Emilio Aguinaldo and his men assailed the Spanish station and it must be under command of General Eusebio Arguello. Spaniards lost hundreds of men and 60 guns. After his battle, Aguinaldo was called General Leon, capital of Leon. Both rivals groups decided to meet at Sanchez, Cavite on March 22, 1897. They wanted to settle the controversy on leadership because a revolution must have only one leader. They decided to elect officers of a revolutionary government. Both rivals groups decided to meet at Sanchez, Cavite on March 22, 1897. They wanted to settle the controversy on leadership because a revolution must have only one leader. They decided to elect officers of a revolutionary government. Bonifacio was overconfident. His followers outnumbered the followers of Aguinaldo. Aguinaldo wasn't able to attend the election because he was fighting the Spain army at Imus. Bonifacio was elected as a new leader. He did not know the Filipinos no longer wanted him as a leader. Aguinaldo won the majority for new president of the first revolutionary government on March 23 and lasted until October 31, 1897. Bonifacio lost even the position of vice president and other lower positions. Aguinaldo was elected as the president of Biak na Bato Republic on November 1, 1897. The Filipinos freedom fighter fought with the crude weapons, bolos, clans, stone, bamboo, spear, old muskets, and homemade guns. The Filipino won many battles against the Spanish government through. The greatest victory in the Battle of the Filipinos was won by Emilio Aguinaldo in the Battle of Dinakayan, Cavite, on November 9 to 11, 1896. At the Battle of Lembon, Bonifacio and his men lost the fight and were taken prisoners. Andres was wounded and his brother Sicargio was killed. His wife Gregoria de Jesus was one of the prisoners. The revolutionary government tried Bonifacio and his brother Procopio by military court-martial at Maragondon on May 5, 1897, and they were found guilty. They were sentenced to die. Aguinaldo reduced their sentence to the life imprisonment but was able to cancel that ordered to execute Bonifacio on May 19, 1897. Andres and Procopio were shot by firing squad of Aguinaldo's soldiers near Maragondon under the command of Major Lazaro Macapagal. Both Filipino and the Spaniards broke their peace agreement at Biak na Bato. Spain did not pay 1 million war indemnity of the Filipinos. Only 600,000 was paid. Spanish officials continued to arrest and punish Filipino who surrendered. Both
During the Philippine Revolution, thousands of Filipinos have given and sacrificed their lives for the independence of our country. Blood and sweat are given by them in order to have our independence. They fight for their country and their fellow men. That is why we have our heroes. They are the one give us the way for peace. So as a citizen of our country, we must have patriotism. We must love and fight for our country over those people that make our country be in puberty. We must help each other like the soldiers do during wars in the revolution. We must stand in one for success and development of our native land. During the Philippine Revolution, thousands of Filipinos have given and sacrificed their lives for the independence of our country. Blood and sweat are given by them in order to have our independence. They fight for their country and their fellow men. That is why we have our heroes. They are the one give us the way for peace. So as a citizen of our country, we must have patriotism. We must love and fight for our country over those people that make our country be in puberty. We must help each other like the soldiers do during wars in the revolution. We must stand in one for success and development of our native land.